What's going on, boys? NealGuides here. Welcome back to another defensive tutorial. Now in today's video we've got 5 tricks that you can implement into your game to concede less goals and win more games. These are 5 guaranteed tips that historically people have been making year in, year out, that ultimately cost them in a weekend league or rivals. Without further ado, let's go straight into the video. Now the first one I want to go over is goalkeeper movement. This year, shots across goal are very effective. In this region, every single person is shooting across goal. My best advice is one step to the left hand side. The benefit of this is that the goalkeeper actually covers the near post angle and he actually covers the far post. The problem is people are doing either green time low drivens or they're doing a power shot across goal. This will go in 9 times out of 10, whether it's on the player's left or the player's right foot if it is green timed. The way to defend against this is simply move the goalkeeper. Now the best way of doing it is moving the right analog stick to the left hand side. Do it basically in line where the player is, and not physically like this, in line to where the player is, and you shift the goalkeeper to the left. That's enough for you to deflect the ball away. And you can see I did it a tad bit early, but you can see here the goalkeeper, you see like right analog stick, you click it inside as you can see on the bottom of the screen, you hold it in, move it to the left, the goalkeeper shifts a little bit, and that is enough for him to make a save across the goal. The key thing with this anticipation, I want to show you one more final example in a realistic game. Here you can see I make a terrible mistake. We should never pass out the back. We'll go over that later on. But you can see here, quick shift to the goalkeeper to the right hand side. I still cover the near post, but I've also got the far post better on lock. But that is of course tip number 1, goalkeeper movement, round lock 6 down and move the goalkeeper. Now remember that last clip I showed you how I had to do goalkeeper movement because I passed the ball to one of my players. Well, this year passing is atrocious. The most common mistake made in this area is that people like to do a first time pass backwards, and I can tell you one thing for now. A lot of people are conceding goals every single game due to this. If you're not sure, just pass back to the goalkeeper. It's the safest thing you can do, but everyone forgets to do it. Why? Because when they get the ball here, they think let's just be aggressive and they try to go quickly. Play back to the goalkeeper, then distribute the ball around and play it safe. Another example here, you can see when the ball gets played, I do a slide tackle, the ball doesn't come towards me, that's completely fine. Then I run back here. A lot of people here, they will try to make a pass to one of these players, the game will screw them up, and sometimes the pass will go like here in between, especially through balls from defense. People always make this mistake. But again, pass it back to the goalkeeper, the simplest execution, and I guarantee you if I did anything else there, I would have missed the goal. So if you're in a counter-attack situation, always pass back to the goalkeeper. Now the third thing I wanted to go over is always using the run and jockey. I don't use a jockey button at all. I always use the run and jockey and the run button. The way I control the pace of it is I use a left analog stick. The most important thing when using a run and jockey is to not necessarily defend, but run into your opponent. It's the most common mistake every single year, because what happens is a lot of players that are an elite player, when people watch them on stream, they watch the pro players, these guys make tackles left, right and center. But the truth is they know when to tackle and how. A lot of lower tier players, I would say below rank 2, they like to spam the tackle button. And then what happens is your player goes to animation, your opponent then gets through. The key is to hold the run and jockey and simply just run into your opponent. Run into where the ball is, and you will always win the ball. You don't believe me? Try into your next game. Don't even tackle and just run into your opponent. You'll see what I'm talking about. I'll show you another example over here. So this is a typical example of a situation where you get dispossessed, your opponent's on the counter attack. In this situation over here, a lot of people, they panic. Sometimes they make a mistake, like I did as well. But when you recover, the biggest mistake a lot of players make here is they give away a penalty and they make a tackle by pressing circle. If you do that or pressing B, if you do that and you give away a penalty, it's almost a certain goal from a very, I would say, not dangerous position. In all honesty here, the second thing you can do is hold your line and use the run and jockey. Now, a lot of players also, they miss the tackle and then the running and then like the agile dribbling just kills them. But you can see here, I just hold the run and jockey L2 plus R2, move my left analog stick into where the ball's gonna be, and the game gets the ball for me. You see that? I didn't get the ball there by tackling. I will go back and watch one last time. The game assisted me, and the game let me get the ball. So if you know you can see a lot of goals, then make sure you don't press tackle button and let the game get the ball for you. This way you defend properly and you defend the angle towards goal. Now, one of the most important things this year in terms of defending is to use a teammate. Now, one of the most important things with defending is using the teammate contained button. You have to make sure you're using the teammate contain button, and that way you can defend a situation at hand and man mark the dangerous position. It looks easy, but a lot of people don't do it. Whenever you have the ball down the wing and you know you can't get to the ball and you know there's a danger man inside the box, I'm going to pause it here, right? I know in this situation he's a danger man. He's not going to shoot here with this guy. So my job is to use teammate contain, and that's by pressing the R1 button. Now for me, circle is R1. Just remember that. Circle is my R1, teammate contain. My job is to man mark this guy and let AI teammate contain. So watch. My tackle button is X, but just ignore that. Just all you need to know here is run and jockey is completely default as normal. I'm man marking him with just the run and jockey. See that? And then the R1 button, or for me, circle, the R1 button is then used to bring that player close. So that means I control 2 players at once. And that's perfect because now I know who's going to pass the ball to him. So I man mark the guy inside the middle. You see that? I'm man marking the guy inside the middle. And I'm using teammate contain where the guy towards green is applying pressure. And then I can defend the situation. Now, had I not done this and I decided to, I suppose you could say, go towards him, I would have conceded a lofted pass goal here. Almost guaranteed. But you can see I use the teammate contain button to cover that player. I manually cover the guy in the middle, standing just a bit in front of him, because that way you don't want to be standing behind him or in line. When we're saying just in front, that way if the ball goes behind, you can always react. And I cover the guy and I force the ball to go towards a less dangerous position. Then of course Messi left footed, I knew he was left footed, and I go and defend the angle towards goal and get the deflection. The most important thing is teammate contain when you're defending. I just want to say, if you do want to get better at FIFA, I do have a paid advanced in-depth FIFA School Series. This is for all levels of those that want to improve in FIFA. This is different from YouTube videos. It's in a progressive learning system where all the videos go completely in-depth with examples and explanations. You won't find these videos on my YouTube channel, and these go beyond the scope of typical YouTube videos. They are very elaborate, in-depth videos in a structured format explaining what you need to do one by one incrementally. So come join hundreds of others in a mature audience community for those looking to get better at FIFA. Patreon.com/NealGuides. Link is down below in the description. Of course, I have all of my previous year's videos that still apply to this year, and I have new videos for FIFA 22 being frequently released, and it's already there already, and new ones coming out to adjust to the patches. It's a complete money back guarantee as well, so if you don't get better after 1 month, I'll refund your money. That is a NealGuides guarantee. Patreon.com/NealGuides. But anyway, back to the video. Have a look at this example. You can see the ball I play gets dispossessed. My opponent very carefully man marks the guy and collects the ball. Now when he gets the ball over here, he ends up doing an L1 trigger and he makes a run in behind. Now you can see I anticipate what he's going to do. But watch, I don't run to where the player is, I run to where the ball is. The most simplest thing, yet the one that's never done. A lot of players here, they have this habit of not using the CDM and using the centre back. You should be using your CDM first at all times. Then once you see a player in behind, ignore this guy, especially if he's in this half. Ignore this guy, run back and stop him from making the pass. My best advice is, if you cannot and you don't know who to switch to, use your right analog stick and you'll switch to the most correct player. In this one, use the L1 button because the cursor above the head. I would suggest flicking the right analog stick for your ball relative, player relative, the exact same thing in this situation, and just running back. You see, I don't try to cut the pass. That's the biggest mistake you can do. I run back, but I stay in front of him. You see, that way I can react to the ball. Even over here, when he makes a fantastic run, I'm always in front of him, and that's how I'm able to get the ball. Not necessarily by defending better, it's just by running. It's geometry at the end of the day. If you're in front of him, you're going to run to the ball first, and you can see the exact same thing over here. When the ball is arriving, I run to where the ball's going to be first. You see, I'm not even going towards the ball. A lot of players go towards the ball. I'm just running in front. I'm letting the ball come to me, come to my feet. And then that is how I simply get the ball and use my body to shield my opponent. The one final example I want to show you, the same thing over here. I run back. I don't know what he's going to do. I don't know where the ball is, but I run back. You see that? I don't try to get the ball. Now, it looks so simple. And you can see from step 2 that I said playing safe. It looks so simple and it looks like fluke. But you can see even with a slow centre back, right? I'm winning over here, 3-2. The initial phase, watch. When the ball arrives to my feet, I don't run towards him and try to slide. I go towards him, apply a bit of pressure, and then I run back in behind. Then I switch players. Now I know I'm in trouble. Too many times, players here try to either run here, in front, to get the ball and scoop it up and end up curving around like that and messing up. Or two, they end up letting the ball go past them and then they start running like this towards the ball or running down. I have one objective, and that is basically, I know the ball's going to be eventually over here, so my job is to get over here as quick as possible. So watch my left down long stick. I run to where the ball's going to be, and I know by simple geometry, I will catch on. Even if you didn't make that pass, I appeared a bit standoffish because I wanted to man mark the pass as well, so I wasn't running at full power. But you can see, for example, like here, I anticipated the through ball, so I man marked the area. If he decided to run down the wing, I had him as well. Always run back. One final example where you'll see this again. You can see my opponent gets the ball. He ends up countering me. I make a very simple mistake. 2 mistakes here by running out my centre back. And I'm very, very aggressive. Now, yes, there is mistakes that were made. That's me playing aggressive. That's just the way I play. But there's a time and a place. Yes, you can be aggressive with all these initial guys. Now, it's a wrong thing to do. In my opinion, you should not be doing it. You should be running back anyway. But because on my level, I always play aggressive and it's the way I like to play. That's fine and dandy. But when you've got the last player back, you cannot play aggressive. There's no point me trying to get the ball here. If I let go now, it's done. He's in behind. So my job is to run back. I don't know where the ball is going. There. I don't know where it's going. But all I know is I need to be over here. So I run back. Straight line. Straight line. Okay? Then you can see he gets the ball. Okay, that's fine. I keep running inwards now. Because he has to get the ball. Then run like this. So I'm just running inwards. You see that? And then naturally, I get the ball back. The most simplest thing, yet the most neglected thing in FIFA. But anyway, guys, that is a top 5 defense tricks. And I guarantee you, you implement these, I guarantee you get more wins. Because every single year, every goal player makes the exact same mistakes. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Take it easy. I'll catch you next time. Peace out.